This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Sean was called into jury duty today, so I'm filling in. You know, we're now only 22 days away from a potential UAW strike, and while the union has not declared which automaker may be its strike target, Stellantis is increasingly in the UAW's crosshairs. There are several reasons for this. First, Stellantis is bigger and more profitable than GM or Ford, so it's easier to say the company can afford a richer contract. Second, Stellantis is not an American company, making it an easier target politically for the union. And third, UAW President Shawn Fain worked at Chrysler, which became Daimler Chrysler, which was bought by Cerberus, which became Fiat Chrysler, which then merged with Peugeot to become Stellantis. Shawn Fain doesn't seem to like the company or its CEO, Carlos Tavares. Now, none of this means that Stellantis will be the strike target, but it's sure starting to look that way. You know, no one knows for sure how many electric car companies there are in China. It could be 200, it could be 300, but whatever the number is, now there's one more. Xiaomi, which is one of China's largest smartphone manufacturers, just got permission from the government to start building electric cars. It wants to make 100,000 of them next year and then double it after that. But it's going to be entering the market at a time where there are a glut of EVs and a price war that's showing no signs of slowing down. Reuters reports that capacity utilization in China is only an average of 54%. Many automotive experts believe there will ultimately be a big shakeout in the Chinese auto industry, but it could be a long time before that ever happens. In China, automotive manufacturing is considered a key way to generate hundreds of thousands of jobs. Many Chinese car companies are state-backed enterprises, and the state will continue to prop them up to protect those jobs no matter what. And right on cue, Stellantis is trying to get back into the Chinese market. It's exploring a potential tie-up with Leapmotor, which makes electric cars. Last year, Stellantis folded its joint venture with Guangzhou after Stellantis tried to take majority control over Guangzhou's objections. At the time, Stellantis said it would just serve the Chinese market by exporting cars there. But by trying to join forces with Leapmotor, it sure looks like it changed its mind. Interestingly, Volkswagen is also exploring a partnership with Leapmotor, which means we need to start paying attention to this company. ABI research says that in 2030, Chinese automakers will be exporting 1.2 million BEVs a year to the European Union. Last year, 28% of all the BEVs sold in the EU were made in China, but that also includes China-made EVs imported by BMW, Tesla, Renault, and other European brands. Europe is an attractive target for Chinese exports because it's a rich market with relatively little protectionist measures, which is why several European car execs are calling for higher tariffs. General Motors is struggling to ramp up EV battery production at its Ultium plant in Ohio, and now it's dealing with a chemical spill that disrupted production. The Detroit News reports that over the weekend, a slurry containing battery materials and a hazardous solvent leaked onto the ground near equipment in a mixing area. No employees were injured or exposed to the spill, but the company halted mixing operations and they will remain paused until the area is deemed safe. The spill was reported to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, that's OSHA of course, and it's now investigating the incident. And this gives more ammo to the UAW, which has criticized the working conditions of the plant, which it calls hazardous. Look, there's good news here on the right to repair front for independent repair shops in Massachusetts. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, that's NHTSA of course, no longer opposes a Massachusetts law requiring automakers to provide vehicle data to independent repair shops. NHTSA was against the law because it said allowing independent shops access to that data would make vehicles more vulnerable to hacking. But now NHTSA reversed its objection and says diagnostic data can be shared with independent shops as long as they use short-range wireless technology. The agency says long-range wireless technology still poses a hacking risk. Tesla was making progress ramping up production at its German plant earlier this year, but now output is slowing down at the plant. In February, it hit 4,000 vehicles a week and boosted that to 5,000 a week in March. But now Business Insider reports that Tesla lowered its production target to 4,350 a week in July and August, and that's according to internal documents and anonymous sources. And they say Tesla plans to lower that target again to less than 4,000 a week. The plant was tooled for about 500,000 vehicles a year, which is about 10,000 a week. And in July, Tesla announced it wants to boost that to 1 million vehicles annually. According to the website EU EVs, Tesla sales in Europe were up 171% in the first half of the year compared to the year before. Say, what the heck is going on with the stock price of VinFast? On Monday, we reported the price fell in half, wiping out $30 billion in market capitalization. Yesterday, shares shot up 127%, adding $55 billion in market cap. One reason for all the volatility is that very few shares are available for trading. That's because 99% of all the shares are owned by the founder of the company, billionaire Pham Nhat Vuong. The shares have been going up or down by 14% almost every single day, which is attracting the attention of a lot of day traders, which means we're probably in store for a lot more wild swings. And that brings us to the end of today's report. Thanks for watching.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
At Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. Electrifying mobility, manufacturing smarter, reducing CO2 emissions, making energy production clean. Schaeffler pioneers motion to advance how the world moves.
At Teijin Automotive Technologies, we combine world-class composite materials expertise with cutting-edge designs because, frankly, there are better ways to lightweight vehicles. So lighten up with Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.